I will be discussing about the accounting for stock rights on shares of stocks. I will just summarize the lecture on stock rights so it will be easy to understand. Stock rights is a right offered to existing stockholders the opportunity to purchase shares of stocks after availing of these rights to purchase. That stockholder has one right for every shares of his stock holdings. The company will announce how many shares of stocks is needed for every right. So assuming a stockholder has 100 shares of stocks and valued at 200 pesos or a total cost of 20,000 pesos. So since he has 100 shares, he has also 100 rights. If the company says 1 share of stocks for every 5 shares owned by the stockholder, that means if the stockholder has 100 shares, he has one right to purchase. He has the right to purchase 20 shares of stocks. The rights has a market value, and the shares of stocks to be purchased has also a value per share. So if the right is valued at 8 and the shares of stock to be availed of is priced at 150, this is how to compute the value of the rights. The total value of the rights and the new shares to be availed of is 158 pesos combined. So 8 for the rights and 150 pesos for the new shares. The value to be assigned to the rights and for the new shares is by way of ratio of 8 to 158. Total combined value of the rights and the shares of stocks. 8 for the rights and 150 pesos for the shares, a total of 158 combined value of the rights and shares. The next transparency so the ratio of 8 to 158 is 5.1%. So this 5.1% will be multiplied to the original shareholdings of the stockholders. In this case, the original value of the shares of the stockholder is 20,000. Therefore, 5.1% of 20,000 is 1,020, which is now the value of the rights. This 1,020 will be deducted to original investment of 20,000. And so the new value of the original investment is 18,980. If the rights was availed, there is an accounting entry. Debit investment in rights and credit investment in stocks. That means recognizing the investment in rights and reducing the investment is in stocks, which is in this particular case 20,000, the original investment in stocks. Now, the 1,020 value of the rights will be added to the 20 new shares to be purchased at 150 per share, or a total cost of 3,000 for 20 shares. That means the composition of 3,000, the 3,000 is 150 multiplied by 20 shares is 3,000. So the total value of the 20 shares now is 4,020. 1,020 for the rights and 3,000 for the 20 shares of stocks. So a total of 4,020. And therefore, this 4,020 is for 20 shares or 201 per share. The total value of the whole investment will become 23,000. Composed of 4,020 for 20 shares and 18,980 for the original shares. So assuming the rights was availed, there will be an entry to be made by debiting investment in stocks representing the 20 shares of stocks plus the rights amounting 4,020. Of course, crediting investment in rights, which was previously debited when the rights was recognized. Then credit 3,000 for the payment of the 20 shares of stocks for 150 pesos. The investment account now will have two sets of prices. One is the original investment, which is 200 shares at 189.80 equals 18,980. The other set is 20 shares at 201 pesos per share, or equivalent to 4,020, which is composed of the 1,020 rights and the 3,000 pesos representing the 20 shares purchased at 150. So the total investment now is 23,000. However, if instead of availing the rights, the stockholder sold these rights, an accounting entry shall be made to credit the investment in rights previously debited, and of course, debiting cash because he sold his rights. So, debit cash, credit investment in rights. Credit investment in rights so that the original debit to investment rights will be removed or reversed. In this entry, it is as if the stockholder sold part of his original shares amounting to 1,020. Therefore, his investment account balance is 18,980 and not anymore 20,000. This is the end of my lecture. I hope my explanation I hope it is clear. Thank you.